Your car ran out of storage space.
Elon wants to cyberspoon.
And he launched new products. Why would you say that?
I had to.
Oh, let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Thursday, September 7th, 2023. And it's not hot in that way, Reece. Whatever you're concocting in your imagination.
Oh, you don't want to know.
I don't. And then my imagination could not have concocted the scenario that Toyota can't make cars, a couple days ago at least.
Why?
Because they ran out of storage space on their servers.
Like me and my iCloud account.
Exactly. They had to shut down 14 factories due to some actual hardware insufficient disk space issues.
Why 14?
14 different ones, 28 assembly lines, because according to them, they did maintenance on their systems, and during that, data had accumulated in the database that was deleted and organized, and then an error occurred due to insufficient disk space, causing the system to stop. It sounds like they could have prevented this by dumping the files a little earlier, but they actually didn't do that. Yeah. So it turns out if you wanted to get one of them new Priuses, what do you call them, Kyler?
Pritipusses.
If you wanted to get a new Pritipus, like Kyler wants to, it might be delayed by a little bit because they had to shut it down. Don't run mission critical stuff with not enough storage space, I'll tell you that much. Which if you're trying to figure out how to get more storage space in your computer or potentially, upgrade to the latest GPU drops that we're going to talk about a little later, you should check out today's video sponsor, Jawa, which is the marketplace for gamers by gamers, where you can pick up hard drives that expand your storage, or you can sell your GPU to them directly. Now's a great time with all of the launches that have gone on. We really don't have much more that's going to be coming out from any company. This is the lineup as it is, and you can sell your GPU to Jawa to get that upgrade, especially with Starfield dropping. We found that the 1080 Ti is kind of struggling a little bit. Might be time to sell it to Jawa, get some cash from them, and infuse it into the next GPU upgrade that you're going to be making for years to come. Hopefully, it'll last you as long as the 1080 Ti did, but with Jawa, you know that you're getting a great deal on your current card. You're going to get a great deal on buying a card from one of their verified sellers, and then you're off to the races. Go sell your GPU to Jawa. Check them out at the link in the video description. Starfield, Baldur's Gate, new graphics cards all launching. Honestly, if there was a time to get rid of what you had,
I feel like now's a good time.
It was a few years ago during the crypto mining thing, but the prices were way higher, but now's the second best time, I'll say that. Big thanks again to Jawa for sponsoring today's video. And while you're looking to update your system, Google looked to update their Android setup. The new robot is different. It's a new 3D robot. Is that his name? Bud Droid?
I guess. I think so.
My
Butt droid?
That's not what we said. I actually have something that I learned the other day. I'll be right back.
You be right back. Brett's back. See? I'm Brett.
I want you guys to take a look at Butt Droid. All right? Look at him.
His name is Butt Dragon?
Now look at the Pixel Buds container.
Okay, I didn't know.
It's the Butt Droid.
They're the same picture.
It's cut the same way, same shape and everything.
Kickflip.
I had no idea.
I saw a tweet. I was like, oh, that's sneaky marketing, Google. It's just the 3D thing. They said, each time we overhaul our branding, we evaluate not only changing needs, but also future goals.
Okay, this sounds like PR speak.
Yeah, but when you tell me about design stuff, it also sounds like this to me as well. You gotta confabulate your heart vector into the thumbnail design in order to make sure people feel rage at the right cholesterol level. I don't know.
True. I've said all these things to him.
Which is definitely in line with our future goals. So you can check out, the videos that they showed for the new 3D Butt Droid right there, in case you're curious. But this is coming on the heels of Google leaking the Pixel 8 Pro in its entirety, 360-degree view on their own website. You could show that you could see the temperature sensor, you could change the colors. A 360-degree simulator allowed you to spin it around and get every which angle you wanted to see of this Pixel 8 Pro. Of course, Google is the one who leaks their own product.
They had to one-up themselves, now giving a 360-degree version.
Exactly. October 4th is when we're getting the official announcement of that, but Google, good job being cohesive. I can't remember the last time this happened for Apple. I think the iPhone 4 getting lost in the bar, or was that also a Pixel?
I'm sure it has happened to a Pixel. I feel like that has happened.
Yeah, Apple, you just don't see, and it's a bigger product. How is this? Anyways, you know what else is a big product?
Me.
Oh, I was going to say the deals, but yeah. Head on over, big boy.
Deal master.
We'll blot out the sun.
I do agree when Kyler watches Hot News on our stream, he's like, this used to be a respectable thing that we did, and it's just absolutely devolved into chaos.
Well, hopefully I got some respectable deals for you today. Starting with one of my favorite games, Horizon Zero Dawn, the Complete Edition. You can pick up the game code for only $11.99 with the included promo code, which honestly is still a great game if you haven't played it
Steam?
yet. Yeah.
Nice. Yummy, yummy deal.
And then next up we have the Razer Black Widow Chroma V2 Tournament Edition, which you can pick up this wired mechanical keyboard of theirs for only $69.
Nice, yummy, yummy deal.
It was a nice, yummy, yummy deal, which makes it $70 off and new keyboard.
Hey.
Then if you've had your eyes on one, the Asus ROG Maxima Z690 Hero, which is an LGA 1700 motherboard, is currently going for only $299.99, making it $300 off. These things look heckin' cool.
That makes it $600 originally, which is
just
owie deal.
Their entire Maximus lineup is...
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of the Asus tax. It's brutal. Oh, you can combine these two deals. Wouldn't work, but you
It
can
wouldn't
combine
work, but yeah, I was gonna make that exact joke. But you can pick up the AMD Ryzen 9 5950X, which is going for only $444.50, making it $354.50 off.
16 cores? Not bad.
Yeah.
Hey.
And with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, something deal master.
Yummy.
We have to replicate it every single time.
That was not a schoolyard little patty cake deal going on right there. But speaking of Elon Cyberspoon, like you said earlier, we have a new deal for you, Reece. $4, okay?
Give me.
No, you give me, and I will go to China and get you the official McDonald's Tesla partnership Cyber McFlurry spoon.
I zoned out what you said. Another $4.
So this is over on Tesla's official Weibo account, or Weibo account in China with, look at that, that is a Cybertruck spoon. They have 50,000 of them that they're selling.
I want one.
Okay, well, if you listen to Tesla officially, they're real. If you listen to Elon Musk, it's fake news. Even though it was posted by an official account and it's not April Fool's Day at all. He does have a little bit less oversight as to what goes on in Tesla China, just because they...
Seems they're a bit more active on social media.
Yeah, there's things that Tesla China does that the United States would never do. So it's... Who knows if it's fake news, but it turns out, according to Tesla, it's real.
I want it.
But you know what else is a joke just like that? Paying for the yoke steering wheel. They're gonna charge you $1,000 in case you don't want a round boy to have no stocks. That's the worst part. You know what? I can get behind yoke steering on the Tesla Model S Plaid because it could go 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. It's a racing car to some extent. It's a little weird, right? Like you can get used to that. Not having physical stocks for the turn signal is where I draw the line. Having it be a button is absolutely ridiculous.
Trying to do it like I don't like it.
I watched a video of somebody take the Model S Plaid onto the Autobahn in Germany where they just floored it, went over 300 kilometers an hour, and at one point they go to change lanes and you can see his hand try to hit the blinker.
Just like instinctively.
And then he goes, oops. Which is not a mistake you want to make at 300 kilometers an hour as you're trying to change lanes. I don't know. But in case you want to go 300 kilometers on your AMD GPU, hey, not only did
a rough ride, sorry.
It was a bad segue. You were fair to mock that one. Not only did AMD launch new graphics cards yesterday, they also launched software. Give it up for AMD, keeping their promises. We got HyperRX Anti-Lag Plus finally launching for RDNA 3 GPUs yesterday. This is in the latest 23.91 drivers that are out, and Anti-Lag Plus reduces latency. It's officially supported in 12 different games. HyperRX is a one-click solution that adds a whole bunch of things, including fluid motion frames, which should be coming out in Q1, allegedly. Again, the HyperRX was supposed to be launched several months ago, so, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. But kudos to AMD for getting software out the door.
On the same day as hardware. That's a first. Not really, but it's been a while.
It's still impressive, but let's go ahead and talk about the official launch of the 7800 XT and 7700 XT yesterday. That seemed to go about as well as we were predicting. I did hear some kind of different spins I watched a whole bunch of reviews on these just to find out, were we missing anything with the pre-release information that was coming out. I watched probably a dozen videos on these GPUs, and the number one thing that happened in most of the reviews was they justified that AMD is doing a good thing here because the market is bad. That is entirely it. The 7800 XT is equivalent to the 6800 XT. There's essentially next to no difference besides things like AV1 encoding like we talked about. And then now you get all of the anti-lag plus goodness for RDNA 3 support. The pricing is nearly identical. $500 for a 6800 XT, $500 for a 7800 XT. It is a very strange situation that's going on. But one of the things that was brought up as well is that part of this is AMD is doing the same thing that NVIDIA did. They're changing the naming and they're just expecting us to be okay with it. Everybody lost their gosh dang minds when NVIDIA said, we're gonna launch the 4080 12 gig. And everybody was like,
what?
It's not even a 4080 chip, what are you doing? And that's exactly what's happening here. The 7800 XT is not the same type of chip that was in the 6800 XT. Last generation, you had Navi 21 being cut down into the 6800 XT. Now you have Navi 32 being cut down into the 7800 XT. It's a lower class chip, which is exactly what we roasted NVIDIA for doing. But when AMD does it, it's okay because the pricing's not horrific. It's not great. But one of the things when I was watching Hardware Unbox review, it jogged my mind and I was like, oh, I know exactly what this chip is. This is the 6850 XT. They never launched one of those. They launched the 6750, the 6650, and the 6950 because those were mostly just like memory increases. This is essentially a 6850 XT. It's slightly faster on memory bandwidth, has a couple extra little tweaks on the inside, and that would have been a much better selling point. Also, things like Jay's 2 cents bringing up the fact that he thinks that AMD has shifted their naming scheme, where it's now, last generation, we had the 6800 and 6800 XT. His expectation is that there's gonna be no non-XT variant. And now the performance moniker is XTX. So AMD's changing things up there. And essentially, if you bought a 6800 XT, you're good to go. If you're coming from a 1080 Ti and trying to play Starfield, a 7800 XT is going to make a lot of sense, especially because you get it for free. You also get it for free with the 6800 XT, which makes it very difficult. Whichever one has the better sale price. The 6800 XT and the 7800 XT, nearly identical, a couple extra feature sets that are different, but it doesn't turn out like the reviews showed any new revealing information that wasn't already out.
You know what this feels like to me?
Tell me.
A shareholder GPU. Kind of like what they do with as a refresh when it's the same thing, kind of badged a little differently, and then released the next year when they don't have anything to properly fill up the lineup.
Yes. Another sentiment that was brought up in a lot of the reviews was simply the fact that this has not happened before. We are 9 months into AMD's new generation, and now we're finally getting the rest of the cards. This has not happened before. And also AMD doesn't really need to focus on gaming graphics cards because they have AI money waiting for them. They also have console money waiting for them, which brings me back full circle. Battlemage! Intel is the only company that actually has something to show for what they're trying to do in the GPU market. AMD doesn't need you to buy their gaming graphics cards because they're gonna sell their Navi 23 chips in the PlayStation 5 and the Series X. They don't need anything higher end than that because they're going to work on selling their AI cards with the ones that have the big APU that they're working on. This is a bad launch. And I saw so much justification where people were like, yay AMD for not making it worse. That was the vibe.
Low bar.
Low bar. Which is what comment response is.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it is.
It is.
You ready for it? NL8345. That's not how you read numbers, Brett. Said, Brett, you were doing great before too, but having you two interacting for the tech news is really fun. When Reece goes back, it'd be fun for you two to vid chat the news together if the timing could work. It can.
That would be like
I know.
11 p.m., 12.
I mean, right now, 9 p.m. for you. But then when daylight savings happened, it would actually be 10 p.m. And
it would shift around quite a bit.
I think that is something, as your boss, I will never ask you to do for your work-life balance. I want you to work a respectable time frame.
Guys, what if I'm sleeping at 10? I'm getting old.
No. You're going to be making bad life choices at 10 p.m., but it is your right to do it.
Hey.
Not for you to expect a call from me. So I think I was just talking with Kyler about this. You want to come join us for comment response? Start easing you into replacing Reece? You are making so many dangerous decisions right now, bub.
I'm just gonna stand.
Reece's replacement, everybody. Marcus McKinney saying the biggest thing that the 7800 XT has over the 6800 XT is that the 7800 XT has a 2-slot 267mm model. That's actually a fair point. It's smaller.
That's why we like the 4060.
Is it?
That's why we like it.
Okay, we like it, I'll tell you that much. And then we've got Ivy Dragon saying, I always love your shows. Great job. Drinking coffee as I watch is relaxing. Thanks. I am willing to do regional deal summaries for your channel with links. Also, anytime you are dealing with AMD, it requires faith, which I have had to do for several years. I feel like this is a bot AI comment. It's very specific, but it feels AI generated.
Something about it.
This feels like an email that you would ignore.
Exactly. And also, like, the profile picture not doing much for making me think that this is real at all. If you're real, Ivy Dragon, I am sorry, but also no chance. This is a bot trying to farm something. They're getting smarter. That's
learning.
This is what ChatGPT does to the YouTube comment section. Tom B 3782 says,
I think that's.
Don't you dare.
I think it's T-OMB 37.
Do you think Asus will continue to support the XG Mobile connector? If so, what do you think are the chances of us seeing an XG Mobile connector to PCI Express slot converter? I look on AliExpress like at least once a week to see if this exists, because I want to be able to put a regular GPU on the Asus setup, but I honestly think that this is not likely to be continued because I can't imagine that many people are buying the XG Mobile
Not
cards.
for the price that they're currently sitting at.
You look it up once a week?
About?
You're dedicated.
I go on AliExpress quite often to see if this, I mean, especially with like the PlayStation 5 DPU video we tried to do, like I try to find these weird little adapters to make this stuff work and just can't find it. Anders said, my 4090 melted the cable mod adapter and not the plug on the GPU, but there were leftover adapters in GPU. Cable Mod was absolutely champs about it. They offered new RMA plug and full cover of repair at Christfix in Germany. In case of the dead GPU, they offered to replace it. Hey, I'm glad to hear good things about Cable Mod.
They shouldn't have to do NVIDIA's job.
Well, it seems like the adapter broke on this one. They said that the plug was fine. So they shouldn't have to do NVIDIA's job if the cable broke, but or the plug port. But
I trust Cable Mod.
Good.
I trust them.
Oh, that's... Chad Michael says, ha, I worked for an airline and the software at the core was actually COBOL. Nice guess. It wasn't a guess. I've done a little reading. I knew that like some of them, like a lot of them are still based on like command line interfaces and there's no GUI whatsoever. It's all old tech and it could stand to be upgraded. Nathan the Odorous says, wait, don't you have a Steam Deck? I use Chiaki 4 Deck, which I probably said it wrong. And it's basically almost no latency. Can't wake up and sleep the PS5 from the deck. My job is messing with computers and stuff. The last thing I want when I get in bed is bed bugs. Second to that is I don't want to have to like mess with settings and like, you know, the plugin breaks or something's weird where I can't just sit down and play my gosh dang video games. That's what I want.
Fun fact, I actually used Chiaki to get, what's it, PS Now? The streaming thing?
Oh, yeah.
On the Quest, like natively.
Oh.
It was kind of cool, but there was still a little bit of latency for me.
Yeah, I don't want that. I just want to do something that's first party that hopefully works every time.
This was an attempt.
Yeah. Cameron says, I want that monitor. Then buy it. Okay. Bandari says, hey UFD, I've been a viewer for some time now. 2 days in your videos.
What?
Thank you.
Sometime.
The question is to Hagrid. That's the first time I've ever heard that, which is why I included this. I bought a 3070 Ti laptop with 150 watt TGP on the GPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and i7 12th gen, 6 P-core, 4 E-cores. Was it a good deal?
I don't know.
I got it at around $1,200 after conversion from INR.
Is that
What's INR?
Imperial Nachitella Rhubarb?
We'll see you guys for tomorrow.
I went to college.
Doesn't show.